Hey guys, welcome back to Kuma Style Reviews. We got another Flame Toys product. I think this is pretty much all of them we've reviewed so far, but this is their Kuri pre-built die-cast figure line. This is number 3 Star Saber. So for this review, we're not going to start him off like he comes in the box. In the box, he comes as the full-on, beefed-up Star Saber that you know, that you love, IDW version. Actually, we're going to start with the regular Star Saber variant. So the way Star Saber works, he's what's called a Brain Master in the old Victory cartoon. Pretty much small little guy, kind of looks like this, but really tiny, really plain, turns into a jet, but then he combines with this thing called a Transtector, and it combines for both his alt mode and his robot mode. So the alt mode, big huge jet versus a small jet that the small Brain Master turns into. Small Brain Master that looks like this in the face and stuff like that. And in the robot mode with the Transtector, he's that big beefy Star Saber that you know and love. So in the comics, I've seen Star Saber in the IDW series. I never saw him as the Brain Master. I don't even know if that was a thing for the Star Saber character in the comics, but I feel like this is kind of a mashup between the two. So we've got that IDW look with the Victory feel, having the Brain Master, you know, head add-on and stuff like that. So basically, it's a middleman between the two. The Brain Master mode here, of course, is the same size as Star Saber, all that good stuff, because it's basically a head swap. That's it. Now, on the D4 Toys exclusive version, this head will light up, and it also comes with another small rifle for him as well. Now, let's look at what it all comes with out of the box. Alright, big huge backpack in the back. We got a shield. We've got the Star Saber head, a bunch of hands, a sword, as well as 2 additional swords, and claws for the forearm as well. So lots of stuff. Let's go ahead and get this guy measured. So out of the box, I'm not going to lie, he's got some really beefy proportions. I thought he was a lot smaller than he is, but that shouldn't matter too much. I got a measurement earlier of 8.5 inches. So, yep, and he's still about right there. The other head's a little bit taller, but still pretty on. And the reason I'm starting him in this mode instead of the full-on Star Saber mode is because it's more plain. It doesn't have the backpack and stuff like that. And also, it's kind of shows more with the add-ons than, I guess, removing them. It's kind of the same, but I just felt like this would be better. Because why end it on a plain Jane kind of mode, you know? So here's a roundabout. Basic look of the figure. Love the colors they chose for him. So different shades of red throughout, kind of accenting each other. And of course, there's yellow in the chest area and these big shoulder powders. And he's got LEDs galore. Like, this thing lights up like a damn Christmas tree. It's so bright that, honestly, it gave my camera lens flare when I was taking some pictures of it. Like little blue circles and stuff like that all around. Wigged me the heck out. I thought something was wrong with my sensor or something like that, but pretty cool stuff. But anyway, there's the basic look. We'll go over the articulation real quick, and from there we'll get this guy beefed up, look at the accessories, the gimmicks, all that good stuff. Alright, so looking at the articulation, both heads are the same in that aspect. So you've got upwards and downward movement. There's a rocker on the neck where the neck meets the chest, that clavicle area, but no, like, side to side. It's not a ball joint, just a rocker back and forth. And then the head has the ball joint. It's a nice, like, stiff-ish ball joint too. So lots of movement, good stuff. Now the shoulders obviously have this armor, lots and lots of butterflying, more forward than back, but still has both ways. Now let's look at the shoulder armor, not completely attached. You've got these pieces that come out, and then you've got rock in that as well, because he can go well past parallel with that outward swing. So pretty cool stuff there. And then of course, all around the world, bicep swivel, 360, double jointed biceps, really cool stuff. Wrist, swivel around, and then you've got that full rocking. You've got rock on the outside of the forearm and on the inside, so lots of rock in motion there. Hands are pre-posed, no articulated fingers or anything like that. Alright, so the skirts. Oh, pop that one off the ball joint. But just front and back skirts. Now when we turn them into the more beefed up Star Saber, jeez. Alright, we're back. Alright, so just so you know, the skirts actually touch this hip part here that holds like weapons and things like that. So you can't get it like all the way up, which isn't too big of a problem. Alright, so there's that. Forward. Then backwards. Backwards isn't too crazy because the inner hip, it's not traditional. Let me see if I've got enough light to zoom in there and show you how this thing's working. Because it's a lot of die-cast goodness going on in there too. This is not a light boy. Alright, so the hip is actually on a big swing right there. So it's not like one of those swings that swings the whole hip down. This is the actual hip. So it just rotates front and back, and then this piece kind of L's and hits the top of like his lower waist area or whatever. So not a lot of back. So when we go forward, you see the whole thing there, and then backwards it stops itself, which is unfortunate. Now thigh swivel. All right, he has it. Not crazy far out, but it's there. Good inward hip swivel though, in case you want to pigeon toe them. Knees, and notice the knees there, they're double jointed, have some moving parts there, pretty cool stuff. Alright, let's look at these feet. They don't extend, don't really go far back. Forward, it actually pivots downwards. I wish I could do the same for... I can. Alright, so just needed to loosen that up, but there we go. Alright, backwards, forwards, and the whole thing rocks too, so yeah. There we go. And then the front of the foot, it's about ready to write that guy off. And then ankle tilt, not too crazy. It's got a rocker in there, go back and forth, but it's kind of blocked by just everything going on in there, down there in general, but yeah. So good stuff, good stuff. Alright. Now importantly, gotta look at the waist, of course. So about 45 degrees each way on the side to side. And then let's look at that ab crunch. Alright, so that's the back bend. Alright, so this upper part of the waist doesn't go backwards, but the whole thing does. And then forward, you do have ab crunch because the lower part of the waist doesn't. So pretty cool stuff. Of course, just to give it a whirl. I love the proportions on this thing, like, god dang. Let's lower the camera something here. I like it quite a bit. Alright, so let's get this guy turned into the more traditional Star Saber. The head just pulls out. Alright. Pop the other head in, and you can see the switch right there. We'll go over all the lights and stuff like that in a sec. Alright. So there's the head. Then it comes with these pieces that plug into the shoulder here. And again, this is the IDW comic version of Star Saber. Thus the look. It's not something that Flame Toys did artistic license on and this and that. And Alright, so there's that. That's him at base. You've got these swords. Plug into the sides here. Alright, and the swords do come out. You lock them in like so. Pretty cool stuff. Alright. Then there's the backpack. And this piece is a holster for the sword. It just plugs in and out. Alright. If I could find the plug. Alright, so there's that. Then the sword, you see right there, you have to have it retracted, pulled all the way up, because there's a plug here that goes into that guy. Alright, if you don't do that, it's not going to hold it. So, and the wings are flexible there, so you can get them out of the way of the swords and stuff like that. That base, there you go. We'll give you guys a roundabout real quick. Let's actually zoom in so you guys can see some details too. Make sure we got proper lighting. Really good stuff. Take a look at the sword itself too. And I will say, it's the norm for flame toys, but it should be stated, you know, even if it is with every one, the paint apps and things like that on this are just immaculate. Nice embossed Autobot logos. This is a pretty piece. Okay, we're going to take a look at all these LEDs on this guy. So, start with the upper body. Zoom in here. Alright, there's just a switch right here. Flip it on. And while I'm doing this, normally I get the D4 Toys exclusive versions. I didn't with this one. One, because between the, and then you see the switch right there. Alright, make sure that we're on. There we go. But between not really a head I won't display lighting up, a really plain Jane rifle, and literally like $150 more because D4 Toys shipping is ridiculous. Like, no, I was just good. And I think for the most part, unless they have exclusive accessories that really stand out, I won't be getting the D4 Toys versions anymore. Alright, you saw that panel came off of the shoulders. Because in general, definitely not hurting in terms of the dineros, but I would say in terms of collecting even, I have kind of expensive taste. And at some point, especially looking at planning a family and stuff like that, you gotta start watching that stuff because it gets out of control really freaking quick. Alright, get that back on. Alright, so you see that? Alright, so there's the upper body. Zoom out. And then it's the two legs. You don't necessarily have to take these off, these side panels, but it helps. And then there are these covers here that come off. The first times that you take them off by the bottom part. The top part, it's a little bit flimsy, like these pieces right here, thin. So try not to grab by there. Do it by the middle or the bottom, because it's a lot thicker, a lot more stable. Even when you have it in pan, you can feel how much harder the plastic is. I would say where these circles are, focus, right there, that's where you want to grab them, right here. And just pull straight, all right? And there are little switches inside of there. Probably zoom in and actually show the switches. All right. And in talking to some people, my batteries on mine did not come installed like normal. And it didn't come with batteries at all. So if yours doesn't come with batteries, it is a total, there are 2 LR41 batteries in each port. So 2 legs, that's 4, a chest, that's 6, 2 shoulders, that is 10, and then for the head, that'd be another 2, so 12 LR41 batteries. It's not that cost prohibitive or whatever. If you know where to buy them, do Amazon, man. You can get like 50 for $10 rather than going to Batteries Plus or something like that, where they'll charge you $10 for 2. So order them in advance if you plan on getting this guy. Just be prepared. Again, a total of 12 LR41 batteries, 2 for each compartment. And I will say for this one, I did some of the connector points in the battery compartments were pressed down too far. So I had to actually take tweezers and like pull them out and extend them so that the batteries could actually make contact with each other. So that was different. Didn't take more than 5 minutes for all of them, but just be aware that you might have to do that if you find that your batteries are loose when you put them in. Look at the compartments, and if they're pressed straight up against the wall of each compartment, you can just take something thin, whether it's a spudger, whether it's tweezers. I have like really thin pointed tweezers, not like eyebrow ones or whatever, that are meant for just picking up small things. Just get something, pull one side out. That's all you need to do, one side. If you pull out both sides, it'll be too tight. All right, so let's take a look at these with the lights off. I'm actually going to turn all of the lights on. Let's see. Because these are bright. Yeah. All right. And as always, I apologize if that's jarring when I turn the lights back on, so not my intent. But yeah, really cool stuff with the lights. I mean, goddamn. And looking at this shield here, I believe it just goes on like so. And then the shield itself rotates once you have it pegged in. And he has different holding hands for the different swords. So do the smaller swords first. And actually he doesn't. I was incorrect. The sword hands are the same size, like the holes in terms of diameter, but some are like slanted, like that, versus just straight at the wrist. So I apologize. Alright. And these swords have the push gimmick as well, you just saw. And I love the simple peg in. Really good friction. Very well done on Flame Toys' part with these hand swaps. And he does have side-to-side tilt. This one. This is one of those ones that's like an actual treat to pose. I will say. Make sure he's nice and focused. There we go. Now, one thing that's cool about him is that he does come with his forearm armor. So if you don't have the shield, want to spruce it up a little bit more, it's a good look. I dig it. Alright, and here he is holding the large blade. Pretty cool stuff. Maybe zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see that. And that butterfly in the shoulders definitely helps right here. Alright, so finishing this guy off, or this review off, obviously have him in a flight jumping pose. Really cool, the stand actually swivels and stuff like that. Got the wings extended. Alright, so they go front and back and they extend out as you see. Get these fins out too. Really good stuff. Yep. Just making sure I did that all the way. There we go. Getting kind of caught in the shoulder there. Alright. But yeah, an excellent piece. I mean, honestly, you either like the look or you don't. But we'll see how the joints and stuff like that hold up over time. But really posable, really cool light gimmicks. You know what flame toys cost by now. You're either down with it or you're not. But yeah, I really enjoy the look, the playability, and just the overall feel of this. It's a very high-end looking and feeling piece. Again, 8.5 inches tall. You guys collect a variety of stuff, and I respect the fact that you collect a variety of stuff. So some of you guys are going to say, how does it compare to blah, blah, blah? Take out a ruler, see how it compares to blah, blah, blah. I don't own everything you guys own, and I'm not trying to guess. But anyway, this has been another Kuma Style review. Stay tuned for the gallery on this guy on kumastyle.com. Full breakdown, article, gallery, you know, all the usual stuff. Really excited to show you guys what I got for this one photography wise. It's been a fun shoot so far. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you as always for your support in general. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next review.